Douglas Bickford, May 28th at 5:58 a.m. 21. How you doing out there today? Okay, so I have another chapter from The Portable Therapist, chapter 58. I was abused as a child. Why do I abuse myself? I was abused as a child. A lot of us were, unfortunately. And what people do with all that abuse they have taken as a child, they stuff it under the rug. They sweep it under the rug and they never talk about it. And that's why you are, if you do that, that's why you are where you are today. Because if you've swept your physical, sexual, or emotional abuse when you're a child under the rug, the pain of it will never go away. Okay. In fact, it gets worse. So you carry that your whole life. I did it for 65 years. Okay. I was emotionally, sexually, and physically abused as a child. That's the way it is. The first thing you got to do is accept it. Do not deny it. Accept all of it, because pain is, the world is full of pain and there's nothing to do about it. That's part of life. It's out of our control, the pain of the world that is out there. So if you started your life on all that, and there's a lot of people, man, that it has happened to, and it affects your whole life. It affected mine all the way up till 65, about 6 months ago now, when I found a book in the in my at my son's house, in a box buried in the bottom of this box. I was looking for a coffee cup, and I found the book, The Portable Therapist. She was written by Dr. Susanna McMahon. She has a doctorate in psychology. She was a psychiatrist. I don't know if she's still alive or whatever today. This book was written in the 80s, I believe, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I found the book on probably November 6th, 2020. Like I said, where I landed with my old RV and my 87 Dodge van, and my 87 Prowler and my 87 Dodge van in his driveway, after I left a toxic marriage that I got into because of my fourth one, because of my no self-esteem, because of my physical, sexual, emotional abuse as a child. That's how I started my life out, because what happens is it takes away all your self-esteem, which is self-love. Okay. I didn't have any up until about, like I said, 6 months ago. Because of the book, The Portable Therapist, and the one concept in this book that nobody teaches, it's called mirror therapy. All you got to do to attain self-esteem, self-love very quickly is look in the mirror at yourself and say, I love you. And say it over and over and over again, and keep saying it the rest of your life. It will give you self-love, self-esteem very quickly. Like after the third or fourth time. And you'll notice it when you start going around people. I mean, as soon as you make contact with people, it happened to me. It's like a miracle. It completely changed who I am, because I could feel it from in here. It's that emptiness that we all feel, that it will give you the peace inside that you're searching for by buying stuff, by using drugs and alcohol, sex, TV, religion. Everybody's trying to fill that void. and I got the secret of life, and I'm giving it to you for nothing. All you got to do is accept it and try it, and keep saying it over and over again. Because to have self-esteem, you need to keep saying it, or you keep practicing it. It's like lifting weights. If you don't do it, you'll lose it. But that's how I ended up on YouTube, teaching the very one simple concept of how to attain self-esteem, self-love. Nobody is teaching this, how simple it is. They're all making how difficult it is. Go to TED Talks, look at all the people talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And the reason they do that is because they make money off your view on YouTube. That's just on YouTube. It's Facebook. Nobody think about Facebook, right? TV has they're taking away our self-esteem. Nobody's teaching it. I'm the only one on the internet saying how simple it is to attain self-love, self-esteem. So the link to this book, to get this book, will be in the description of all my videos. Click on it, go get the book, folks, read it. But the very most important first thing to do is to look at yourself in the mirror. It will change, and say, I love you. It will change your life. I say it every day. I love Douglas Bickford, but I add to it. I say I will not live in guilt in the past. I will not live in anxiety in the future. I say I'm worthy to be loved. I'm worthy of love, to love, and I say I am full of God's goodness. I am full of goodness if you don't believe in God. And I will not mask my pain with alcohol, drugs, sex, TV, material possessions. I refuse to mask my pain and of my past abuse, which is all the way up to this point. Then I start a new day every day, and I'm doing it again today. I will not criticize, judge, condemn, talk trash about any people ever again, like I used to do. I will do good things for the rest of my life. Now, you can say as much positive you want to yourself in the mirror. The more positive you say, the more positive you will be. I'm a beautiful person. I am a talented musician. I'm a good cook. I'm a good grandfather. I'm a good father. I'm a good husband. And the more you say all the good things about yourself, and the more you don't condemn and judge other people, they call it gossip, right? The more good that will come to you. That's the way it is. I don't know why it's that way, but it's like a miracle for me. Okay. And it started with saying I love you in the mirror. Anyway, here's the next uh, chapter out of the Portable Therapist. Now I'm going through every chapter by chapter, so you can watch me, sub my channel, like my videos, and share these very important life-changing videos and information, please. And you contact me at DouglasBickford753 at gmail.com. I was an abused child. Why do I abuse myself? It's chapter 58. I was an abused child. And I'm making the choice not to abuse myself anymore, like I used to with drugs and alcohol and sex and everything else. Another person. Most of us have been abused emotionally. Too many of us have been abused physically or sexually. We may think that because we have been abused by others, we would go out of our way not to abuse ourselves. In actuality, just the opposite occurs. Abused children tend to grow up into abusive adults. This is a good example of how powerful our training has been. We have been taught not to value ourselves, not to take care of our own needs. We are good students of our early training, and we tend to follow the script that has been written for us. This script dictates that we are not worthy of being treated well, that we are bad and need to be punished. Our early abuse robs us of our basic integrity and awareness of our innate goodness. It teaches us that we have a terrible dark side that we must be afraid of. Abuse teaches us not to trust ourselves, that we don't deserve to be safe and secure and loved. It kills our spirit and stops our risk taking tendencies. We learn to repress our own feelings and manipulate others to get our needs met. Abuse is a terrible teacher. The abusive script is a lose lose situation that it produces a vicious and dangerous cycle. The teacher can be overruled and the script can be discarded. This does not have to be a hopeless situation. The way out of this abusive cycle is to begin with a realization that you did not write this script and you do not have to live it. You are not responsible for your early training, and it is not your fault that you were abused. You did not deserve it. You could not control it. You are completely blameless. No matter how difficult a child you may have been, you did not merit being abused. No one does. There can be no question about who was wrong. The person who abused you was wrong, completely. You must accept that you were a victim and that you have nothing to be ashamed of or to hide. You do not have to forgive yourself for something that was not your fault. Let go of all guilt. It is not yours. Repeat to yourself many times, it was not my fault. Until you really believe this, this is a critical first step. The second step out of the script is to recognize that you are good. No matter what you have done or what has been done to you, you are good. This goodness is innate. It came into the world with you and it will leave with you. Unless you continue to deny it and to act against it. Say to yourself many times, I am good, until you feel the rightness of this. When you believe it, you will know it instinctively. You will become aware of your goodness, and this is a very powerful awareness. When you have completed these two steps, you will be ready to heal yourself. This healing process often begins with anger at the perpetrator of the abuse. This anger is healthy and not to be avoided. You get to be angry. Look at all you lost. You may need professional help to deal with this anger in a constructive way. You need to turn this anger outward, away from yourself, but you do not need to act on this anger directly to the perpetrator. You do not need to turn this anger into abusive behavior, or you will be right back in your negative script. After the anger, forgiveness occurs, and understanding develops that your abuser was also following a destructive script. With forgiveness comes letting go. The final step is becoming script free. You are responsible for your life. You are responsible for your behaviors. If you continue to abuse yourself or others, now it is your fault because you know you have other choices. Up to now, you may not have been caught in a pattern that was not of your making. Now you know differently, and you are free to make your own choices. There is no good reason ever to abuse yourself. There is no need ever to punish yourself or to be destructive. You can love yourself, accept your dark side, Forgive yourself for your mistakes, let go of your painful past, and get on with the business of living life to the best of your abilities. If you choose to continue to hate yourself and to behave in destructive ways, recognize that now this is your choice and not the result of faulty training. Your inner child is now your victim. This child deserves to be loved, deserves to be treated well, and deserves to be safe and secure. You are the only one who can compensate for the past. What better purpose do you have for your life? That's a powerful chapter, folks. You can let go of your past, let go and love. And the beginning of your new life is to say, I love you in the mirror and keep saying it over and over again. And the more you say it, the more you feel it, and the more you're going to believe it. It works, folks. You can get a hold of Douglas Bickford at DouglasBickford753 at gmail.com. I'm going to have another chapter for you from the Portable Therapist. Y'all have a great day out there.